So about 3 years ago, I was arrested for doing 140 mile an hour on a 500cc motorcycle. And if you know anything about motorcycles, you would know a 500cc motorcycle does not do 140 mile an hour, especially a CB500F, which is what I had. It was the naked bike to the CBR. It was my first bike. I bought it when I was 18, and I loved that bike. I had it when I was in high school. Amazing experience. If you ever have the opportunity to get a bike in high school, freaking do it. It's an awesome experience. But anyways, I only had the bike for about 2 months, and after 2 months I was like, okay, I want to max this thing out. I haven't maxed it out before. So on my way home from work, which was about midnight, I found a stretch of road that was like right in front of my house. It had a downhill with a straight road in front of it. This hill is pretty famous in the county that I went to high school in, because everyone speeds up and down it. So it's midnight, I come up to the top of the hill, and I passed 3 cars going down the hill. Well, those 3 cars play a huge role in this story, so just keep that in mind. So after I passed those 3 cars, I give it all it's got. I was redlining in 6th gear doing about 105 mile an hour. The moment that I started redlining, I slowed down to the speed limit, which was 55. So my neighborhood was coming up, so I was turning into my neighborhood when I noticed a lot of blue lights behind me, and it kind of scared me at first because I wasn't sure where they were at. Like, I didn't even know if they were coming after me or not. So I'd take the turn into my neighborhood, which was kind of like a 90-degree turn. It was pretty sharp to get in there, and I noticed the cops turning in behind me. One actually had to slam on its brakes and flip a U-turn in the middle of the road to come after me. That was the reason they kind of approached me the way they did, because they thought I was gonna run from them. After I noticed that they pulled in behind me, one actually had to slam on its brakes and flip a U-turn in the middle of the road. I pull over, and I'm like right in front of my driveway. And the cop comes up to me all aggressive, and he was like, "Do you know how fast you were going?" And I'm like, "Maybe 80. He's like, "No, I got you doing 140 and a 55. Put your hands behind your back," right? So he puts me in handcuffs. I get off the bike, and at this point, I'm so confused because there's no way in hell I was doing 140 on a 500cc bike. So I was pleading my case. There's no possible way that I was doing 140 mile an hour on a 500cc motorcycle. I was literally telling the cop to Google it. Google how fast a 500cc bike goes. And he's sitting there all like pissed off at me and not even listening to what I'm having to say. He was honestly just excited to arrest me and, you know, put me in jail, right? Well, he puts me in the back of the cop car, and at this point I haven't even told him that I was getting arrested in front of my driveway. He had me call my mom. They didn't answer. And then eventually, after calling her several times, he was like, "Okay, where do you live?" And I'm like, "Right there." I literally pointed to my house. I was getting arrested in front of my mailbox. And so they went up to my house and started knocking on the door to try to get my parents' attention, and they didn't answer. So he came back to the cop car, asked which window my parents' bedroom was. And I was confused on why he was asking that, but I told him that it was like at the back of the house above the basement garage. They proceed to go to the window and start shining flashlights in the windows to try to wake my parents up, which eventually my mom woke up, came down to the cop car, pretty much told me that I'm screwed, and I was pleading my case, saying that there's no way that I was going that fast, that she needed to get a lawyer, and we were going to get past this. So fast forward a couple months. During those couple months, I had done a crap ton of community service, defensive driving class, and sold a motorcycle. About my community service, I did it at a zoo, which was a crazy experience. Honestly, glad I did it there, because I was literally weeding inside bear enclosures and tiger enclosures. Like, I was weeding and there was a bear probably about that car distance. Like, it was amazing, okay? We're off topic, but I had to mention it. So after all that, I went to court for the first time with my lawyer, and my lawyer said the judge gave me 2 options. One option was serve 1 day in jail, lose my license, and pay a $1,300 fine. The other option was spend 2 days in jail, pay a $1,300 fine, but I keep my license. So I was like, well, crap. I'll spend 2 days in jail because I get to keep my license. I had just started a new job, so I didn't want to lose that opportunity. 2 months later, I go to serve my 2 days in jail. They had credited me for a little bit of the hours that I had already spent in jail already. Well, a holding cell. I was in a holding cell for about 16 hours until my dad bailed me out. Once it was time to go and serve my 2 days, I get to the jail. I was honestly kind of turning it into a big joke. I had wrote my homie's number on my ankle because I was going to call him while I was in there. And I did a little outro to walk into the jail with my friends. It was kind of funny.
Alright, bro. I'll see you.
Alright, I'll see ya. Alright, guys. I'll see y'all later. I went in there and I talked to the clerk and be like, hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm supposed to serve on this date for 2 days. And she's like, okay. And she looks out on the computer and she looks at me and she's like, we don't have any papers saying that you're supposed to be here right now. And I'm like, what do you mean? The judge literally told me that I had to serve 2 days in jail. And she's just like, yeah, no, I don't see any paperwork saying that you're even supposed to be here. Well, I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of sketchy. I was getting kind of nervous because we had already passed the time that I was supposed to turn myself in. So I went out to the parking lot, got on the phone with my lawyer, and she was like, okay, I'll get back with you. Okay, well, 2 hours later, after me sitting in the parking lot, she was like, yeah, no, the judge actually never wrote down that you're supposed to serve any time. You could just go home. And I was like, what? What? Did I just get a get out of jail free card? Like, am I playing Monopoly in real life, but without the money, obviously? But after that, I went to a concert and had probably one of the best nights of my life, so I got out of that one. And don't just think that I got out of this scot-free. You know, this whole ordeal probably cost me $15,000 between the ticket cost, which was $1,300. My lawyer was about $6 to $7 grand, and then I lost money selling my brand new motorcycle. So I probably lost about $3 grand selling it. So I mean, I lost a lot of money in this ordeal. Please let me know what y'all think of this video and this situation. I did get out of it pretty scot-free. Didn't have to serve any time. So if y'all want to see any more kind of story times like this, please let me know. I'm not the best at telling stories, so that's why you saw a lot of cuts in the video, but I'm getting better at it. Thank y'all for watching. Let me know if y'all want to see any more. Y'all take care.